The 887th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerates. Welcome to episode 887 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Think about it dedicated to Fluffy Hernandez because I want to stay on that man's good side for sure. There's actually quite a few. Elijah Walker, I want to stay on his good side. There's quite a few fighters from last night's UFC that I wouldn't want to piss off. But I am your host. I have a new name. I'm the Furry Skeptic. If you're in the Discord, you know what I mean. The Furry Skeptic, Jeff Fox. That is Daniel Gumby Breland. We were not talking. Maybe we'll talk a little. Maybe not UFC off the top. Gumby, despite me going 9-3, Gumby still beat me, so it's still a nightmare.
By $300, by over.
Yeah, by $300 too.
Yeah.
So he really beat me. Very chalky event last night. Well, we talk more if we feel like it.
Somebody hit a big dog. Somebody on this show hit a big dog.
Gumby hit a plus. That's what put you plus 210. Andre Fili hit. So yeah, that's what made the difference basically between a win and a loss. So Gumby chalked up the W there. Inconsequential event, but fun event nonetheless.
Is it inconsequential? I know we're not talking about UFC here. And
Fluffy, I guess, that win's consequential.
I'm only going to take up like 6 seconds of our time doing this.
Okay.
Is middleweight in the UFC as exciting as it's ever been? Honestly, like I'm not even being silly because like for a while it was just like Anderson Silva and we're like, who's he going to front kick next? Then it was, the Izzy Pereira stuff was like fun. But it was two guys.
Yeah.
But now it's like Dricus and Khamzat have a closely lined fight. Then you got the main event 2 weeks later, also middleweights, and that's Bohayo and Imavov.
Yep.
That one's exciting as hell. How can you deny Fluffy with 8 straight wins? And then you got RDR who just went in and beat Robert Whittaker. Those are 6 good dudes who are all like fresh to the title picture. Like that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm sold. I'm sold. But yeah, and plus we'll talk about it Wednesday, Thursday. I guess Thursday it'll be main event. I don't know who I'm picking yet for this coming weekend. Okay, but still, it's a, as you said, tightly lined fight. So it's not like we have a champ and steamroll on everyone. Yeah, and there's 4 or 5 challengers you just laid out. So yeah, I'm sold, Gumby. Fine, middleweights. I'm not saying it's good, exciting. You said exciting, which is a difference.
It's as fun. Yeah, because like, is it better than when Izzy and Whittaker and Stonehands were like trading shots? No, like that was way more fun with those guys, or way better with those guys. But I don't know if it was more fun.
Right.
This is fun.
Yeah. Very, very true. Well, what I was going to do before we actually dive into PFL,
talk about how bad Ben Cartilage's scorecards
were.
God,
yeah, they were horrible scores. They were bad. No, contender series odds finally dropped. We're still ahead of the contender series. Our episode dropped last Thursday night. I guess we put it out. So if you haven't listened, go back and listen to that. We didn't have odds at the time, but there are odds now. Most of them went in your direction, it seems.
A little bit. So Jimmy Drago is I called that one a pick'em. He's like plus 150, so we're actually getting a little better on him. Opposite on Panfarov. I thought Panfarov would be a big dog. He's basically a pick'em. So you just basically just switch swapped on those. Cirque I have weirdly large favorite for taking it on short notice. I don't know what to make of that. And then George Mangos came in exactly where I thought he would at like -220, -230. But he's been bet like Radley Silva has been bet way up. It is getting real close to even odds there too. So if you're a George Mangos guy, like that's probably the right time for you to strike. And Santana was, I was like right on with the odds for that fight too. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting one.
Why will it be more, even?
I'm going to be there. So
Gumby's going to be there, everybody.
Yeah, look for Gumby. Yeah, look for Gumby. I don't know what I'll be wearing, but I'm it's hard to mistake me for the other media members. I'm also like much bigger than the average media member. So I stick out like a sore thumb when I'm in media row. So it's my first time in media row since Colby Covington versus Robbie Lawler, I think.
I used to see on TV once in a while at events, but
I did UFC Utica. Remember UFC Utica?
Oh, how can we forget it? How could we forget it? Didn't I have like Jimmy Rivera in the main event or something
It did. Look at
there you go.
Jimmy Rivera and Marlon Moraes.
Yeah. He passed his prime, Marlon Moraes, too.
No, I think didn't he win that one?
He might have won, but still, but by the time he was in the UFC, that was he was done by the time.
Like a 29-second knockout or something like that.
All the PFL stands are getting angry. There are PFL,
and it's our best watched episode.
Exactly. I'm guessing Contender Series is probably beat it because it has in the past, but I don't know. We got some PFL fans. Killing it. All right, let's dive into after. I remind you that Sports Gambling Podcast is doing another pack break with DAPS with the Z at the end. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. Get your team now. These teams will sell out. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break, BREAK, and use promo code SGPN for 10% off. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break, BREAK. What's the team thing? Do you know anything about that, Gumby? Do you know?
Yeah, you pay money and then they send you all the cards with your team.
Okay.
So like, and you don't know if like the big cards in there are going to be your team or not. So like, it's like a little lottery situation.
Got it. All right, cool. He's gambling once again, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're all about. PFL World Tournament 9, 2025 finals, a condensed title for a PFL. Charlotte, North Carolina, August the 15th. That would be Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern start time for the prelims, ESPN Plus, main broadcast on ESPN. The Bojangles Coliseum. I've never been to a
Bojangles. It's the Bojangles Coliseum? That's fantastic.
I've never been to a Bojangles. Have you been to we don't have them up here. Have you been to one?
Yeah, I've been to a couple of Bojangles.
Do you like Bojangles?
They're good.
Good. All right. Maybe
I would say that like I'm still like a Popeyes guy, I think. Yeah. I still think I'm a Popeyes guy.
We got that. Bojangles have not made it up here yet, though. So Charlotte, Cage, 10 fights. We are going to break down the 5 that Gumby likes the most, and then we're going to get you some bonus plays. And we in the lightning round, of course, PFL odds actually drop early. We do have odds. I assume Gumby has seen them, so we won't be playing the guessing game. And we're starting off with women's flyweight prelim bout. Juliana Velasquez from Brazil. Ekaterina Shakalova from
Ekaterina
Shakalova from the Ukraine. 3 5-minute rounds, 125. Velasquez, 13-4, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. She's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 1-2 in PFL, 1-4 over her last 5 because she got subbed in her last bout. I guess I remember her when she was undefeated. I guess back in the day before she ran into Liz Carmouche. Yeah, exactly. She went 7-2 in Bellator and was the champion there. She also was regional champ. Oh, RIP Bellator. Obviously, pour out a little liquor. Used to fight at 135. She's 6 inches taller than Shakalova, 5 inches of reach advantage over her. She's at plus 240. Shakalova is 9-3, 1 knockout, 5 submissions. She's been submitted twice. 1-1 in PFL, loss over her last 3. She got submitted in her last bout. 1-1 Bellator rip. Multiple regional championships on her.
Mantle.
Correct. Get our merch. Get all the good stuff at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Shakalova used to fight at 135 and 145. She's 11 years younger than Velasquez, minus 265.
And I was really hoping this would happen.
Yeah,
you missed it.
No, I thought you were excited about the line. This is a rematch. Damn it!
It's a rematch
from for a while.
The first round of this tournament this year.
Oh, I should have. I should remember that.
Which was crazy. Remember, we were really high on Ekaterina Shakalova. She was going to be in an alternate bout. Velasquez was supposed to fight Talia Santos, who dropped out of the fight. Shakalova stepped in and submitted Juliana Velasquez. Why the hell they're fighting 2 fights later?
Yeah, why are they fighting again?
sort of beyond me. My guess is that they're the only 2 flyweights who are looking for another dance. There's some other flyweights on this card, but this is a competitive fight still. And I'm going to go with Shakalova because it wasn't that long ago she submitted her. I will say I don't like these odds. Again, 2 fights ago, how much has changed? Velasquez was, I think, preparing to be boxed up by Talia Santos. Sudden switch. She gets like a judo takedown specialist with good ground game and all that kind of stuff. Now there's kind of more tape out there on her against both Velasquez, and then Shakalova fought Jena Bishop next. So I worry that Velasquez with time to prepare for her is going to look so much tougher. I don't know if it's going to be enough to overcome what we got here, but she's, would you say it was negative 325 on Shakalova?
Not quite that. 265.
Oh,
but yeah, I saw someone in the 3s, though. I think.
Yeah, it's come down a little bit, but I guess 265. Do I like that better? I like it better, but
Yeah.
I probably am not in unless it goes under 2. Because like as dominant as she looked in the first fight, and like it's a grappling advantage, right?
Yeah.
That grappling advantage looked less pronounced and looked actually pretty bad against Jenna Bishop. Granted, Jenna Bishop really good. But like give Juliana Velasquez a whole training camp and stuff to work on. Man, I still like Shakalova. I like the pressure.
You're sure about that though?
I like her top control, but I really don't like her at negative 260.
These lines pretty much have flipped from where they were for the first fight. It was minus 210 for Velasquez.
I cleaned up on the first one.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's funny how you should be even more confident in Shakalova, but the odds
have changed by almost 500. You know,
that totally changes your view on things. Which is the way it goes. All right, so we're locking in. Well, we're not locking her in. Just like you said, don't lock Cody Brundage in, and you were correct.
Friends don't let friends lock Cody Brundage.
Exactly, and it worked. Don't lock. You can pick Shakalova if you want. Put a little bit of money on her, but don't lock her in by any means. All right. Actually, I'm going to tell you about Rhythm before we dive into some more winning plays here. No, I'm going to tell you about MyBookie first, though. I love them both equally. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet in every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. They have easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. And obviously, you can check out all these PFL lines and MMA lines over there as well. And when you do head to MyBookie.ag, use our promo code MMA SGPN. That way you get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm's power trends are now called smart signals. Rhythm continues to crush it with smart signals, essentially the best of the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. For example, a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. And Gumby loves his strikeout props. Smart signals are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. MLB smart signals are crushing it. Mike Trout and Giancarlo Stanton, I remember he was Mike, are a combined 14-0 on smart signals.
Remember when he was
recommending? You remember when he was Mike too?
Yeah. It was weird when he came out and was like,
It was. Anyhow, they're combined 14-0 when you fade them based on smart signals recommending their unders. And WNBA smart signals 97-65 in July with a 64% ROI. These are so good. The Scott and Adam from of course, Scott and Adam related booted off one of their bookie accounts for winning too much. So that would be Scott Reichel and Adam, as in Adam, our boss, they're talking about, or no, Adam Rosenberg, right? Yes,
yeah,
good old Berg.
Rosenberg.
So, yeah. So look out books. So download the Rhythm app, check out Smart Signals, and start betting smarter. We will be. Gumby, have you come across anything recently on Smart Signal? I bet you have.
Oh my God, Charlie Morton on Saturday.
Yeah.
They tipped me off. They're like, Charlie Morton, this dude striking people out right now. They love the matchup. And all he did was strike out 8 in the first 3 innings. 3 innings, he had 8 strikeouts. It was the least sweaty strikeout prop I've ever played.
And he's older than Gumby even. So
he's old.
Yeah. And our listeners love when we break into baseball talk in the middle of the episodes. So there you go. Get your 7-day free trial today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM.
It's hard to be a former baseball player, and not talk about it once in a while. Yeah. Remember during basketball season, I dropped weird basketball knowledge too.
It's true, but you were not a basketball. I guess you said you could
dunk. No. I dunked, but I could dunk. But I was short growing up, so I was only like 5 foot tall when I started high school, and so it's not easy to get into basketball then.
No, it's not. No.
And then you're 6'3" and people are asking you why you don't play basketball.
All right, we got 155 now. We're going to the men's side. Mads Burnell from Denmark, Robert Watley from the United States. Let's break her down, shall we? We're going to tell you about Watley. First Contact is the nickname. He's 15-3, 5 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been submitted once. Durable. 1-2 in PFL. He's won 4 straight, though, and 4 of 6. 2 straight wins via submission. He's not fought low since July 2024. Oh, the good old days of July 2024. Has not lost since October 2018. Now that is a run. He was the LFA champion. Also multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. He's fed at 145, 2014 pro MMA debut. An inch taller than Burnell. He's got 7-inch reach advantage over him. Man has some long arms. He's at plus 146. Mads Burnell, 20-7, 1 knockout, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted 3 times, 2-2 in PFL. He's won 2 of 3 and 4 of 8. Got TKO'd in his last bout, 1-2 in the UFC, 5-2 in Bellator rep. Former Cage Warriors champion, also a former regional champion. Used to fight at 145, missed weight there before. 2013 Pro MMA debut. He's 5 years younger than Watley. He's also a BJJ champion, minus 163.
Yeah, I'm going to take Mads Burnell. I thought about taking Watley here, but I went back and I watched his title fight in CFFC against, what was it, Marquez Forrest? And like, yeah, the reach is great, but it feels like he doesn't use it to its full potential. Like, it feels like he's a little bit gun shy. He doesn't pump out enough jabs. And against Marquez Forrest, he wound up getting crowded a lot in that fight, pressed against the cage. And, he came out on top, right? Like, he's the champ, and then he moved over to PFL. So, like, all good for him. But, like, I do worry that like, length, which should be his biggest weapon, won't come into play here. And then, like, I went back and watched Mads Burnell lost, like, to it was JJ Wilson, right? The Australian dude. And, man, I think I remembered that fight wrong, because at first I was like, well, JJ Wilson just tooled on him, right? And, like, he did at the end of the fight when, like, Burnell was, like, starting to tire. But early, Mads Burnell stuffs a takedown. He gets one of his own. He gets some top control. He beats him up a little bit on the feet. Like, it's the thing I loved about Mads Burnell when he was in the UFC is that the dude's just, like, gritty, tough, and, like, really freaking brutal to deal with in the clinch. And, like, Watley kind of had trouble with Marquez Forrest in there, and I don't rate Marquez Forrest the same way as I rate Mads Burnell. I would say my lone concern is that, like, Mads Burnell, like, poops himself out trying to do too much of the work in the grind. But if he's the one instigating it and he's the one giving us that pace versus, like, when he was fighting JJ Wilson, it was all JJ Wilson, setting that pace, and all JJ Wilson deciding when they were going to, grapple and stuff like that. If he's the one setting that pace, I think he can pace himself enough that he doesn't gas out and he takes 2 out of 3 here. So give me Mads Burnell.
All right, no pooping out and no pooping in the cage. What we're cheering, we're rooting for both things to happen.
Justine Kish is not.
Shout out. Shout out Justine Kish. All right, nothing but championship fights the rest of the way. Tournament championships, starting with men's bantamweight. Marcirley, Alves, he is from Brazil. Justin Wetzell, the pretzel man, he's from the United States of America. He's a cyborg, actually. 5-minute rounds, 135. Tell you about Wetzell first. 12-2, 4 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. That will make him durable. 2-0 in PFL. He's won 5 straight and 11 of 12. He's not lost since November 2022. He's missed weight at 135 before. He used to fight up at 145. He's 5 inches taller and has 4 inches of reach over Alves. Much bigger, plus 135. Duran is Alves' nickname. 14-4 with 10 knockouts. He's been submitted twice. He's 2-0 in PFL. Part of a 2-fight winning streak. He's won 5 of 6. Regional champion. He's fight down at 125. 7 years younger than Wetzell, minus 145. So you taking youth or you taking size here?
Maybe my favorite spot on the card. Give me Marcirley Alves.
Okay.
Alves Cash Force is a nice underdog against Jake Hadley in his last fight. And, like, I said it during that breakdown, and I'll say it during this one. This dude has, especially for bantamweight, elite takedown defense. Like, his and when it comes to PFL, maybe nobody better. His takedown defense is exceptional, and he uses it in, like, the Chuck Liddell style. Like, that's silly. Shucks off your takedown and then hits you with something immediately after it. Like, his hands are so sharp. He's got big power for a bantamweight, and, like, I like Justin Wetzell. He proved me wrong. No, did he prove me wrong? Did I pick him against Mando Gutierrez? But, like, out grappling Mando Gutierrez is not really, like, the fight you want to prove that you're, like, this sensational grappler. To get me on the side of Wetzell, I would have to believe that his grappling and his wrestling is, like, the best bantamweight that PFL has ever seen, and I just don't think it's that. I think he's way slower on the feet than Alves. So if he can't get this to the ground, I think he's going to get bludgeoned on the feet from Alves. Like, I think Alves is too fast, too sharp, and I do think his takedown defense is just too good. So give me Marcirley Alves.
Gumby is calling for a bludgeoning here, so we shall see. And he loves the line, so get in on it while you can. Co-main event is for the Women's Flyweight Championship. Liz Carmouche, United States of America, the aforementioned. Jenna Bishop, the aforementioned as well for the United States. 5-minute rounds. Let's break her down by telling you about Bishop first. She's 9-2 with 5 submissions. She's been knocked out once. 3-2 in PFL. She's won 2 straight. Got 1 via submission in her last bout. She went 2-0 in Bellator RIP. Getting tired of saying that, but I have to. I'm contractually obligated. 9-5 in grappling. Yeah, Bellator is paying me. 9-5 in grappling and the champion in multiple championships in grappling. 2 years younger than Carmouche, an inch of reach on her, plus 275. Gorilla that's Carmouche, 24-8, 10 knockouts, 6 submissions. She's been submitted twice. 4-1 in PFL. She's won 2 straight and 10 of 11. She went 7-0 in Bellator and the champion and RIP. 5-5 in the UFC, missed weight before at 125. She went 2-0 in Invicta, 2-2 in Strikeforce. There's a real RIP there. Used to fight at 135. 2010 Pro MMA debut. 2 draws in pro grappling. 2 inches of height over Bishop, minus 311. So the old dog is still getting it done and a massive favorite here.
I'm going to take the underdog here. And it's wild because I think I've gone back and forth on how good Jena Bishop is, right? Like I had
against the last fight, right?
I had picked her in pretty much every fight she had ever been in, including when she got Dakota Tacheva beat the shit out of her. And I still picked her because I believe in her grappling. And then she fought Shakalova, and I'm like, good wrestler. Can she beat a good wrestler that forces her to stand a trade? And then here's the thing: Shakalova couldn't grapple with her, and I was like, man, I think I've been selling Jena Bishop's grappling short, which is crazy to say, right? Because she has been so good, and I've been so hyped on her, and I still think I probably wasn't hyped on her grappling enough. The takedowns work really well. The jiu-jitsu transitions, I think, are what does it for me with her. Is just whether she's on top or whether she's on bottom, her ability to not give her opponent the next best position and to take it herself. It's so good. And then for Carmouche, yes, I know you said the old dog's still getting it done, right? But she isn't getting it done like she used to. You know what I mean? Let's take that fight with, it really starts with the fight with Kana Watanabe. That was 2 years ago, right? It starts with that fight with Watanabe. She was going to lose that fight if she did not find the finish in the last minute. She was down on 2 of the 3 judges' scorecards, 2 rounds to 1 or 2 rounds to none. She was about to lose that fight, and she found the submission. And granted, that's great, but Kana Watanabe is kind of like a judo specialist and was just looking for top control all the time and finding a lot of it. And then, she didn't, I expected Liz Carmouche to run through a Lord Dana, and she didn't really she won that comfortably, but it was I was why isn't she just killing her? Why isn't she in the best position in 4 seconds into the fight? Why isn't there a finish here? And it's because I do think now Liz Carmouche is finally losing a step. Her strength only got her so far, and now maybe at, what is she, 42? She's sold, right?
Yeah. Bishop's 39, and she's, I think, 41 or 42.
But the mileage is crazy different, right?
And
Carmouche, I think it's finally catching up to her. The strength is just kind of not what it used to be, where it was pure domination via that. And Bishop's transitions are sweet. So if Liz Carmouche has a little bit of trouble in that realm, Bishop's totally the type of person who's going to take advantage of it, and better than a 2-1 underdog. I think Jena Bishop's a good player.
All right, there you go. We shall lock it in, Jena Bishop. We know we can always count on Gummy to get at least one nice juicy dog for us. All right, before our main event time, let me tell you about Circa Million and Circa Survivor, the world's greatest sports book, which would of course be Circa Las Vegas. They are hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. That will be Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true degen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Plus, come on, hang out with SGPN at the Circa Contest Weekend, August 21st to 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Plus, you get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. The contests are open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. So go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog is also a great place to play pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Gumby, you have a play for us here?
Sure, yeah. We've been sticking with the MLB lately. Actually, had some good luck on what was it, on Saturday. We had an MLB and UFC one mixed together. But in the MLB, I'm going to take the higher than, here's another pitcher you've never heard of, Zebby Matthews.
I may have heard of him. Ooh, maybe. No, maybe not. Zebby's a funny name. I think.
Yeah, Zebby's a funny name. You'd remember it if you could. But Zebby Matthews, big strikeout stuff, a 6'5" righty, comes in with, just phenomenal kind of stuff. He's had 17 strikeouts in his last 3 starts, and he's getting the Yankees And they're a team who swings and misses quite a bit. So give me the higher than on Zebby Matthews strikeout.
All right, Zebby Matthews is the play. Sign up with our promo code MMA SGPN. That way you claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN. And to our main event, it's for the men's lightweight tournament championship. Gadzhi Rabadanov from Russia, Alfie Davis from England. You knew we had to have at least one Russian in our championship finals here. It is PFL after all. I'll tell you about Alfie Davis first. The Axeman is 19-5-1, 6 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been submitted once. He's durable. That means 2-1 in PFL. He's won 2 straight and 5 of 6. He's not lost since May 2021. 8-1-1 in Bellator. Rip. Multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamingpockets.com/store. Used to fight at 170, 2014 Pro MMA debut, 3 inches taller than Rabadanov, plus 425. Rabadanov is 26-4-2, 10 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted once. 7-0 in PFL, and he's the reigning champion. He won the 2024 season. He's won 11 straight fights, 4 straight via TKO. He's not lost since December 2020. He went 5-0 in Bellator. Rip, once again. Last time I have to say it. Used to fight at 145, 2013 Pro MMA debut. He's a Sambo world champion. He's a year younger than Davis. He's got an inch reach on him. Mine is 472, so a squash match perhaps in the main event.
That's come down a little bit, but yeah, I'm Rabadanov. I've kind of doubted this guy a couple of times to my own peril. Like, he's ran through everybody he's fought. He's ran through Brett Primus and Kevin Lee and Mark Diakese and Michael Dufour and like all finishes, right? Like, he's just slaughtering everybody he fights. His hands are good. He's fast. Just when I think he's run into somebody who he can't take down, he like makes it look real easy taking him down. Like, he's probably one of the better lightweights on the planet right now. I'm not saying best. Like, I'm not putting him in there with one yet, but one of before I get a whole bunch of hate comments. And I'm going to be honest, I think Alfie Davis is just like totally lucked his way into the finals here. I'm not an Alfie Davis believer. Like, I think he would have lost to Clay Collard, in my opinion. And in fact, I picked Clay Collard to beat him. But he hit that weird spinning back up elbow that like caught Clay Collard in the weirdest possible way and knocked him out. And like, it was not technical. It wasn't thrown where he intended it to throw, and it worked like a charm. So like, you don't take that win away from him. But like, that's the way he got here. And then Brett Primus looked like he just like gassed out in that fight against Alfie. So like, again, he put the pace on him to gas him out, so you can't take it away from him. But like, he sort of like relied on making mistakes in his last couple of fights. And like, he is now fighting a guy who literally has not made any mistakes in his last, 11 or 12 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rabadanov he could take him down. I think he could beat him on the feet. Like, I just think Rabadanov wins this whatever way he feels like it at the moment.
There you go. Rabadanov, the champion once more. Don't you people take off yet. I'm going to press him for some more plays. Let's recap first. So you got Rabadanov, he's got Bishop, he's got Alves, he has got Burnell, he has got Shakalova. All right, lightning round, you got 5 more fights to choose from. Anything interesting to you?
Sure. I'm going to start with one that we did a full breakdown of a couple of PFL events ago. We had Damian Nelson over Isaiah Diggs. It was a fight that I was like, it was my favorite underdog on the card. He was betting off at like plus 240. For some reason, the fight got canceled that night and pushed 2 events later. And now he's only plus 185. But I will say, Damian Nelson plus 185 to me, still very juicy. I really like him as an underdog play here. Would have liked to keep my 240 ticket, but the 185 one will do just fine. And I also like Chelsea Hackett. She's a fighter who I've given a lot of credit to for her kickboxing. I think they're setting her up with a fighter who will oblige her with enough of the kickboxing to let her get it going. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw her in like the negative 130s or negative 140s. So like, a respectable line there too. So we'll take Hackett and we'll take Nelson as our 2 lightning round plays.
All right. You're all set now for the old PFL on Friday. If you want to chat with us about that or anything else, we can be found in the Discord, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. We can be found on checking out the comments on our YouTube channel, MMA Gambling Podcast. On the Twitter, Gumby runs SGPN MMA for us. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer there and on Instagram. Check out my Substack. Enter my weekly UFC pick'em contest at moneymma.substack.com. Gummy's got another good podcast. It is called, assuming this one's good, it's called Top Turtle. Who is on Top Turtle this week, Gumby?
We've got a pair of Contender Series guys. We're going to be talking to Jack Congdon. who is an old training partner of mine and is now in
Nice.
Contender Series, and Rat Garbage Mandel Nalo.
Fantastic. So check that out. Top Turtle MMA, wherever you get your fine podcasts. And of course, we can be found at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store to get your merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. You get some bonus content from the bosses. Back tomorrow with an LFA episode. Until then, the Axeman Jeff Fox bids you farewell, as does Gorilla Freeland. Adios.